Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.
So give me the story, Jerry. What's the last name again?
Agyemang.
How do you spell that?
Agyemang is Agyemang.
More slowly.
Agyemang.
Sounds like Ghanaian.
Very Ghanaian. It's a royal name, as a matter of fact. Ashanti, belong to the Ashanti tribe of Ghana. We are very proud people. We the largest ethnic group in Ghana. We were the only tribe, I would say, in sub-Saharan Africa, probably 1 out of 3 tribes that were able to face up to the British, to the imperialists, to the colonizers many years ago. We were able to fight them on three different occasions, and we are very strong people. That's the name. Agyemang means nation saver.
Okay.
And so
I'm going to ask you one more time so I can get it in my head. Agyemang, A-G-E.
G for Germany, Y-E-M-A-N, for Germany.
Y-E-M-E-M-A-N.
M-A-N-G. And so, yes. So
And the pronunciation slowly.
Agyemang.
So, how popular is that name in Ghana?
It's a very popular name. I mean, once you mention the name, everybody knows exactly which part of the country you hail from.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's a very. I mean, that's part of our culture heritage in Africa. When you mention your name anywhere in Ghana, people trace exactly which, not your home, but which tribe you come from. Agyemang is a very well-known Ashanti name,
right.
And not everybody, sorry to say, not everybody can grab the name because you must be hailing from some. It's royal, as a matter of fact, and so you can't just pick it up and use
You have
it.
to be a descendant or a relative.
Some relative of some distant relative of some king.
So, as an
many years
African
ago.
American, my name is Adams. So, where would you guess I'm from in the United States? That's a joke.
Yes, I know. In the States, there is nothing. But sometimes in the
That
South,
is not my name.
okay,
I'm from where I came.
right,
And we were given the names by the slave master.
yeah,
And it did not matter what part of America, we were relegated to the South and the cotton fields of the Delta in Mississippi.
yeah.
So that's a thing of joy to hear you say that. That is our tradition, huh?
Very much so.
Tribalism and also the location of the country that
Which
you
part
emerged
of
from.
yes that I come from?
Amazing.
Yeah,
And
and it's
royalty.
and in many respects, I mean, it's my mix. What happens in Japan? Japan is a very cultural country, right? Sometimes you mention of your surname, people can trace you many hundred years, right, down the lane, and so they know that okay, you coming from this place, and so in many respects, it's just like Japan, where we live, where we call where we call home, because names are meaningful, right? Meaningful, and they have deep cultural connotations, deep cultural meanings, and so you mention your name, you know where people know where you're from.
You have a long history.
Yeah, very long, deep history, long
that
history.
drives
So-
that tradition.
Exactly, and names are very not just for the sake of. I mean, names do have meanings. They are meaningful
Beyond identity.
identity, and they have cultural meanings. There are cultural meanings to them. Then some names like Bonsu. Bonsu is another typical Ashanti name that shows a whale. It's a whale, and it has deep cultural meaning.
Okay.
Yeah, and Agyemang also has very deep cultural meanings, and so
I have a good friend, my closest Ghanaian friend is Ofosuama.
yes.
What can you tell me about that name?
Ofosu Ama, it's it's kind of in a gray area, middle area.
Not Asante.
Another, it could be Ashanti, but it's not clear cut. There are some names you cannot pinpoint exactly where it comes, because as cultures have grown and evolved, certain names have also lost their kind of identity. So it could be a Ga, could be an Akan.
No.
An Akan is the broad ethnic grouping of 6 groups. Ashanti is one, Ekwapim is one, Kweu is one, Ekwapim is one, and I think a few other places join to form the Akan. For sure, I know it's either a Ga or an Ashanti, a Ga or an Akan.
What about languages? Different languages? Or
Yes,
general?
we got loads of languages. We got about 45, at least 45 different languages. And you drive 20 kilometers across the territory, it has a totally different culture, different language. I'm talking about Ghana, I'm not talking about Africa, I'm talking about Ghana. And Ghana is a drop, more or less a drop of nation, of a drop in an ocean in Africa. It's a relatively small country. It's
So even in
not
a
complicated.
relatively small country,
It's
you got
relatively
40
small
different-
country. It's a 40-something countries.
languages.
And hey, there are certain cultures that you know nothing about. I mean, their sense of value, culture, religion is totally different. Food culture, it's like none other. I mean, there are certain foods elsewhere that you would struggle to eat because it's totally different. Way of thinking is different. What is of value, sense of value is very different. And so it's incredible, complex.
I'm jumping around in the interest of time. I want to be compact and get a lot of stuff in the amount of battery that I have.
Yeah.
So forgive me if I appear to be jumping
That's
around,
right,
but I
yeah.
want to pick your brain on certain things since we're on this subject. In terms of religion, I'm not talking about adopting a European religion or the Roman Christianity religion, things like that. What is the religious picture, or would you call it religion? Would you call it spirituality, or how would you describe the Asante? Asante. Is there a particular religion associated with that, or some kind of a faith, or I don't know how you would describe it.
Okay, thank you for the question. I mean, Ashanti doesn't have specific religion.
Okay.
We don't have specific religion, but because of the European...
That's very interesting because I have a certain opinion about man-made religion, so
Right.
I'm happy to hear you say
Sure,
that.
we don't really have fixed religion that one
You have
must
a
belong
relationship
to.
with nature,
Yeah, with
and
nature.
understanding of what is.
Exactly. I mean, before the Europeans came to Africa, we had our own religion. We had an African traditional religion.
Speak on it, brother.
Yes, and which a lot of people still do practice, right? But
all over the world.
Yeah, the foray of the Europeans into Africa changed a lot of things, right? I mean, it came with English name. I'm Jerry. It's my first name. That's not the case, right? Because I'm a typical African, and it doesn't make sense very much why I should be Jerry, right? Yeah, and so they anglicized and Christianized stuff, right? And so. Majority of Ashantis are Christians, by the way, but there are Muslims. There are there is freedom of religion. You know, people of all persuasions and faith. Yeah, and so it's more like it's a secular, not like other part of Africa where if you belong to a tribe, you must necessarily must have some faith.
Yeah.
In
What does
Ghana,
that look like is what I'm really interested in. Prior to Western religion, Islam,
Western
Christianity,
religion. It wasn't Christianity.
Yeah,
It was totally. It was animist, just like Japan. Just like
Christianity
Japan
was
is
born
there.
in Nice, France. You know, at the
Yes.
Nicene Conference.
Sure,
When the
sure.
Roman Empire said, let's capitalize on this religion to control our populace and commit war on the world in the name of God.
Right.
In a nutshell, that's what we're.
Right. And so
You never did that.
we never did. I mean, prior to the advent of Christianity in Africa, in Ghana in particular, Ashantis they had their own religion. I mean, what the West would prefer to call animism.
Animism is what I was going to use.
Yes, animism.
Yeah,
So I have learned, but I
Yeah.
didn't have a deep understanding, so I chose not to.
I'm not exactly an expert on that topic, but I do know that we have our own religion.
We can research that,
we believe in the omnipotent God. You know,
Okay.
every civilized society believes in the notion of an intelligent design, right?
Creator.
Create something.
Universal God.
Yes. So we have our own God. that we worshipped and we prayed to, who were spiritual in our own respects, and we still are respect, because not everybody is a Christian or a Muslim, and so
even the African slaves, we carry that through.
Exactly.
From Africa, man.
Exactly.
Okay, so they put us in a Christian box, but we
get
have
out.
come out of the box.
You get out of the box,
and
so
we use it as a framework and
Sure.
an efficient tool,
right,
to instill spirituality in our youth and whatnot. But when we get to singing,
right,
and praising the Creator, some other thing emerges. I believe that leads back to Mother
Sure.
Africa, I'm sure. Okay, next question.
yeah.
How long have you been living in Japan, and what brought you here?
Okay, I've been in Japan for the past 13 years. I came to Japan once during my postgraduate studies in the Netherlands. I did an internship here, and while on the internship, I fell in love in Japan. Because it's a deeply cultural place, and I love culture. I love people. I like society that values its culture. And actually, I was wowed by Japan's insistence on keeping its cultural identity. Right? They didn't give in much like other parts of the world did with the European colonization and what have you. They insulated against adulteration.
It's their pride.
It's a pride.
Bloodline.
Yes, and so
they do is based on
exactly. And so I love the fact that they have their traditions and their culture intact. And so I love the place. It's in tune with nature and all that. And so when I went back to the Netherlands, I decided to look for a job in Japan.
Okay.
And so before I finished my program, I already had a job in Japan, lined up. Yeah, that was 2006. And so I didn't hesitate at all. Most of my colleagues were heading to the West, to North America, Canada, what have you, but I chose to come to Japan. And
so your preparation, your program, what? You have a graduate degree?
Yes, I do.
Doctors,
I do
have,
MBA? No, I have one MBA and I have one master's. So I have two masters. Yeah, I chose not to do my PhD here in Japan. I'll do it someday, but I'll do it. Yeah.
And what were your disciplines?
I have one. The first one was MBA finance option. I chose I'm a finance guy. Yes, and my second master's was in finance investments. And so into finance. Yeah.
What are you going to do with that, my friend?
Man,
you're working in the financial office right now.
Probably,
right
yeah.
now.
Right now I'm in financial office, but I'm looking beyond that.
That's true.
I'm looking beyond building a bridge between Africa and Japan. Right, I've already done a lot of things in that respect.
Which brings up the book. Tell me about the book.
Yes, and that brings about the book.
What's the title?
The title of the book is From Relative Obscurity to Global Significance. It's a story about Japan, how it rose from relative obscurity to being a global powerhouse.
Okay.
Global powerhouse.
Now, that obscurity from whose perspective? A Western perspective, would you say?
From Western perspective,
I'm sure they
by
were
and
not
large,
obscure in Asia.
They were not obscure, but comparatively, prior to the opening of Japan, it looked primitive, right?
Sure.
In the Western perspective, right?
That's what
and
I'm
so
saying.
through the lenses of, in terms of science, technology, and modernity, yeah, because they still did very much. Human sacrifices were still, the feudal system.
Modern Japan, yeah. Post-war.
And so it was still a feudalistic society, very much, and a lot of other things that people Westerners would laugh at. And so they became Westernized from 1869. It became formalized. Westernization was institutionalized. And so they rolled over and became totally Western. They joined the game, and it was the first Asian, Eastern nation that became Westernized, and they were able to lead the rest of the Asian bloc.
Not by accident. That was a deliberate thing. If you know the history of the brother, there's a guy who went over to America to represent Japan to acquire that knowledge and that relationship.
Awesome.
And then they took off and running. And the rest of
That's
the world saw them from the back as they were leading that race, man. Became one of the most important industrialized nations on the planet after they figured it out. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And so after...
And that is not to say that they ignored or forgot their other traditions.
Right.
Because I'm sure your book may touch on this, that part of their financial and economic thing is imbued with their traditional.
Very much so. It's intertwined with their philosophies.
Yeah,
I mean, Japan. It's one of the things that makes Japan stand out is the fact that they put their imprint on everything that they copied. Right? They copied a lot of things, and they still do. But
And they improved on a lot of things they copied.
They improved, and then they put a touch of originality,
Yes.
Japanese touch, and Japanese imprint to a lot of things they did. And so, to put it mildly, Japan is is a complex country, enigmatic in many respects, and to my mind, it deserves much more attention than it has get. Right?
I think so too.
Yeah.
As a journalist,
Yeah.
I'm about that business,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
imparting the
yeah.
knowledge and the wisdom of traditional
Exactly.
Japan to the
Yeah.
modern world
Okay.
every day.
Sure,
As a
sure.
journalist, telling the stories beyond the news.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do the deep dive, and you can reveal something
Yeah.
very ancient and sophisticated.
Exactly. By no stretch of much. I mean, there were many Africans who were here decades ago. My people I can call my fathers and grandfathers, Africans who were here before I came.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the onus lies on me. I mean, that's my interest. I'm about exposing Japan, selling Japan outside. Let Africans know that Japan is more than just Toyota and Nissan, right?
Right.
It got beautiful culture. It has a rare tenacity of purpose, right?
No question
Yeah,
about
it's really strong country. It goes down, it comes up, it rises, And I'm about demystifying Japan. This whole thing is about demystifying Japan. Let the world know what Japan is about, especially as the Olympics coming. Just next year, and people want to know what Japan is all about. What's Japan about? I mean,
Well, I'm
people
excited.
ask me, hey Jerry, what are you doing in Japan? What the hell are you doing in Japan?
Right.
Why did you find yourself in Japan in the first place? And I'm like, hey, Japan is much more than you know. It's much more than you know. It's a great place to live and all. And so
They
that's
asked
all
me.
about
I've been here longer than I've ever lived in the
anywhere,
States,
of
man.
course. Just like me. I mean,
you'll be doing the same thing, I'm sure.
I can bet on that. Yeah, I can
All
bet
right,
on
I'm
that.
excited
Yeah.
about the project. Give me
Yeah.
the name of the book again. So that
The
our
name of the
viewers-
book is From Relative Obscurity. Relative Obscurity to Global Significance.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and the lessons it offers to African and developing countries, right? But there's a lot of things to learn from Japan about their sense of time, sense of respect, duty, hard work. They got so many virtues.
Yeah.
Things have changed very much from what it was 100 years ago, but by
Always
and large,
changing.
it's still
Always
changing,
changing,
Japan. People are honest,
But
comparatively.
usually with
yeah.
some things that have a foundation
Yeah.
that is strong.
Yeah.
The more they change, the more they remain the same.
The same, exactly. Big brother, you know more than I do.
Yeah, well,
and so
I'm just your
yeah.
big
Brother, man,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a
yeah.
two-shot here.
Sure,
This is my
sure.
new son here, brother Jerry. And
That's my name, yes. And that is the Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Mari.
Yeah,
Mariko. He's
it's-
called Maru-chan in Japan, by the way. He's Malcolm. He's called Maru-chan.
Malcolm, right.
Yeah.
じゃあ
It's,
これ
it's
か
a
らも
pleasure.
よろしく
お願いします。Great, great, nice
頑張
meeting
って
you.
ください。
頑張ります。ありがとうござい
今
ます。
日楽しかったね、この民宿で、この
す
2
ごいですよ。
日ね。とっても面白い。要はベテランだから、
まあね。
何年前かな。
もう10年前ですよ。
10年前
毎年ここはもう
そう
文化になって
パパだからでも初心者だから彼に比べてたらね
そうですね
He's my 先輩
先輩
で
今の時点は
急に日本語になっちゃったから2人で面白いね
そうですよ
Two brothers, you know.
そう
My 先輩 from Africa, you know what I'm
Africa.
saying? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
You missed the shipment of
さあ
brothers.
楽しい
from
楽しいです
Africa.
ので
Yeah.
来年もよろしくお願いします来てくださいね
OK
来年来てください
はい
本当に
じゃあ皆さん
今年は
これでThat's going to do it for this edition of Japan Journal. I'm your host Matt Adams here on the internet's #1 English language online weekly cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Matt
And
Adams
Jerry
and
is my name.
with
Yeah.
my special guest, the
Yeah.
Tokushu today.
Yeah.
Special one guest for this particular edition, Jerry.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.
All right.
All right. See you again.
I'm gonna fade me out now. Fade me out.
Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.